Hello, everybody. Welcome along. My name is Benjamin Bloom. This is the Benjamin Bloom Football Channel. Please leave your bias at the door and join us for a Friday night Premier League watch along. Brighton versus Palace. Honestly, I got to about 2, 3 p.m. today and I thought, I'm not going to get a video out this afternoon. So we better do the watch along tonight. So do come and stay with us if you're watching Brighton versus Crystal Palace on Sky Sports tonight. Bit of a rivalry between those two sides. And we did Palace on Saturday, didn't we? Millwall Palace in the Cup. So I have had a good look at Palace in the past week. So looking forward to this one. Let me know if you can see me, hear me loudly and clearly. Say hello in the chat. Welcome, Andy, Ewan, Alistair, Tom, Jake, Owen, Matt, Logan, Brian. Great to see you all. Give us your thoughts on how you think this one's going to go. We can go off piste a little bit if you want during the broadcast and chat about what you like. Particularly at halftime, we'll go full Q&A if there's any burning issues, particularly on your mind. As you can see, wrong hand up in the corner. We're partnered with Betfair and Football 365 as ever. Football365.com for all of my championship writing and plenty of good Premier League stuff all the way through the day, every day. And Betfair, we will check in with our partners, Betfair, and see what prices they've got for this one. And if you want to get involved, you can do over at betfair.com. Please gamble responsibly, 18 plus only. BeGambleAware.org. We also have to say a big thank you to Luca Bentley. Football is nothing without fans. I'm nothing without football. Luca is our fan sponsor. Bless him this season, sorted out by his dad, Stephen. That one. So we say a big thank you to Luca for supporting the channel. You too can do so over on Patreon. In the meantime, get your comments in, as it says on the ticker. Let us know how you think this one's going to go. Any football conversation throughout the day, I'm sure we'll hear from Birmingham fans, maybe mobilising against the owners. I'm sure we'll hear from Darby fans today. More hold-ups between the EFL and Darby and the administrators and all of that. Good stuff. I'm sure we'll hear from Middlesbrough fans. Another signing in at Middlesbrough as well. So, look, plenty to talk about. We've got AFCON on the other screen as well. So we should be able to keep tabs on that one. So, look, plenty of stuff to discuss. Let's get into the brass tacks on this one, though, and just bang through the teams. Get your comments in as we go. By the way, before I do the teams, please hit the like button. I know it's plug at the start. Always the way at the start of the stream. Hit the like button and we'll try and draw as many people to our stream as we can and get that debate moving in the chat. We want to hear from as many people as possible. And with that being said, we want as many subscribers as possible. So do hit that subscribe button, trying to get us 20,300 is the next target. So please hit that subscribe button. But most importantly, comments, debate. Let's talk some football together. That's why we are here. Well, moreover, to talk about Brighton and Palace, let me just quickly go to the league table first. So, look, there are the two sides. Obviously, they're unchallenged tonight. It's the only game going on. So the upside for Brighton, they can go up one place there and tuck in, well, really behind the elite. Look above. If Brighton do go into 8th, look above them. Man United, Spurs, Arsenal, West Ham, Liverpool, Chelsea, Man City. So a Brighton win will take them up to 8th in the table. They will immediately move at kickoff up to 8th as well. For those of you who like to watch live league tables like me, being they have a better goal scored record. The upside for Palace, they can come to within a point of Brighton if they can go and get the victory. Let's check out the teams then. So for Brighton, Sanchez in goal, Cucurella, Byrne, Webster, ex-Ipswich man, and Veltman across the back. We think in a 4, but they're quite fluid, Brighton, and they can, just like that, move to a 3 if they need to. Moda, Gross, Lallana, and McAllister. No Bissouma or Mwepu, say Sky Sports when I was watching a minute ago. Mopai is a favourite of the channel. We covered him for Brentford down in the Championship. Nice to see him in the big leagues doing well. And Trossard is the other forward. Let me know your thoughts on that Brighton team. On the bench, Sherpin, Roberts, March, Casado, Leonard, Auzathoth, Lamptey, the highly rated Lamptey, Welbeck, and Ferguson. Palace, similar looking team. Is someone going to tell me that's the same team? Might even be the same. No, Edouard didn't start, did he? A lot of the might even be 10 out of 11 from the FA Cup at the weekend. I think it is actually, isn't it? Someone fact check me on that. I think that's 10 of the same starters that played at Millwall on Saturday. Butland in goal. Horrible mistake by him against Millwall for that first goal. Ward, the captain. Anderson, who we covered on loan at Fulham last season and dearly departed. Gray, we covered for 2 seasons at Swansea as well. So we're familiar with the centre-backs there for Palace. Mitchell is the left-back. Gallagher, we know all about from Charlton and Swansea, don't we, in the Championship. Hughes, we know all about from Watford as well, along with Schlupp. And look at those 2 inside forwards there. Michael Elise and Eberici Eze, 2 of the big signings in the past 2 summers out of the Championship up into the Premier League. Odsonne Edouard is the number 9 playing in between those 2 on the bench. Gaeta, Ferguson, Kelly, Klein, Riedveld, Raksaki, Milivojevic, Mateta, and Christian Benteke. Get your thoughts in on the 2 lineups and get your predictions in. Let me know how you think this one is going to go. What we will do quickly is check in with our friends at betfair.com. Just head over to betfair.com, hit football, and you won't travel far to find the Brighton v Palace page. Brighton are the favourites. They are even money to win this one. So the bookie's not 100% sure. Always a fair bet when nobody's odds on. Palace 3-1. Always worth checking out those odds boosts on betfair.com as well. Conor Gallagher to have 1 or more shots on target and to be booked. Interesting one. I suspect he'll have a shot on target. Will he go in the book there? 9-2. That's been boosted from 7-2. Neil Mopai first goal is same boost there, 7-2 out to 9-2. Michael Elise to assist a goal, which he did at Millwall at the weekend. That's been pushed from 5-1 to 6-1. As always, for God's sake, please only gamble what you can afford. Please gamble responsibly. BeGambleAware.org, 18 plus only if you are going to head to Betfair to add a little wrinkle on your Friday night football. David, the price of football derby. Yes, it is. We need to get Kieran Maguire back on the channel. Yes, I'm sure they'll mention that on their next show. Owen, 1-1, Mopai and Elise. What else have we got in the chat? Any other predictions in here? 2-1. Come on, Eze. Yeah, we've got some dogs in the fight here from the Championship boys. What else are we saying in the chat? Ben, can you clarify what out stands for? I think I can. Birmingham Sports Holdings Limited out is what I think it stands for. Right, let's we'll keep going through the comments here because it looks like there's quite a few questions. And how far we're about 6 minutes from kickoff. I do need to say big thank you to Robin, who's gone in with the super chat. Morning from Australia, Ben. Boreham Wood Fund. Have you ever been to their ground? I have never been to Boreham Wood's ground, Robin. I used to live in London Colney, and I did used to go into Boreham Wood to use the bank, and there was a little shopping outlet we used to use as well. So I'm familiar with Boreham Wood. I've never been to their stadium, but thank you very, very kindly for the super chat, Robin. Let's dive into some comments. Sorry, I might rant about Reading a bit tonight, lads. Alistair, if that's not what the chat's for, then I'm not sure what it's for. You get involved in there. Ryan, Ben in the chat, since Jermaine Defoe has left Rangers, do you think we could see him in the Championship? Possibly. Someone might do like a short loan deal to the end of the season. Who knows? He does the telly a lot, Jermaine Defoe. He's had a hell of a career, hasn't he? Scored countless goals. Great player over the years, Jermaine Defoe. Be nice to see him in the Championship. Wouldn't it? Disappointed Lamptey's on the bench. Yeah, I know what you mean, Brian. Good player to watch. I'm sure we'll see him at some point during the 90. Jake, Brighton looking solid, capable of giving everyone in the Premier League a game. Can't say the same for Palace. 3-1 Brighton, says Jake. Let's give a shout out to Cyril Regis, a well, a Midlands football legend, really. Played for all of them, didn't he? Coventry, West Brom, Aston Villa in the sort of that Birmingham draw a circle around it area, if you want to put it that way. Newcastle, Watford for tomorrow's stream. We're super streaming tomorrow, so we'll be live at 2:30. So if that game is on, we will be covering that one. Hell of a game. That one isn't it. Palace feel like a dearly departed team with all those familiar names. We love to see you go shopping in the Championship. Get your predictions in. What am I drinking tonight? Do you know what? It is a naughty one tonight. I am on the beer tonight. We went to see a couple of friends, and I had one there, so I'm having another one. I'll stop later. It's dry-ish January for me. 2-1 Palace, Elise double. Should have got a double at the weekend, shouldn't he? Swinging that one off the post. Another bogey alert from Ralph. Palace have never won a Friday Premier League game in 7 attempts. Do you remember the Titanic playoff game between these two? What year was that? That was the year that Kevin Phillips scored the winner in the final. Wilf Zaha scored to win it in the semi-final down in this stadium, I think, as well. What's my score prediction? I think possibly Brighton by 1, JC. But yeah, I'm struggling to call this one. I'm right down the middle of it. I think someone had put up the other good news for me. There we go, Jonathan. Bond stays on loan until the end of the season. Yes, he does. Macaulay Bond. Staying at Ipswich to the end of the season. You'll love to see it. Score draw for David this evening as well. Right. I think we're not far from kickoff. I'm sure Sky are going to go to their turbo break in just a second. What time are we? Yeah, we're still about 2 minutes, I think. So I'm going to whack up the 0-0. We'll just bang through the teams as we suspect they'll line up. I'm pretty sure the Palace shape is correct. I'm 90% sure on Brighton that SofaScore have got it right, but never be 100% with SofaScore, can you? So Sanchez in goal for Brighton, Veltman, Webster, Byrne, Cucurella, McAllister, Lallana, Grossmoder, Mopai and Trossard. And for Palace, I'm certain that that's the right formation. Butland, Ward, Anderson, Gray, Mitchell, Gallagher, Hughes, Schlupp, Elise, Edouard and Eze, two of our favourites from the Championship these past 2 years. Really great to see the likes of Mopai and Eze and Elise and Gallagher and Hughes and Gray all come through the division that we normally cover on this channel. Any more predictions before we kick off? Nice cup of tea, Chris. You love to see it. Hot chocolate. There we go. People be more sensible than me. Thoughts on Bidwell to Coventry? I like it. We're going to have to do it. I think we might have to do another transfer update. I might have to get up early in the morning. It's supposed to be my sleep-in tomorrow. Yeah, we've got to talk about Riley McGree as well, haven't we, Tom? Is Steven Gerrard an average, good or world-class manager? I think he's a good manager. And I've not been proved otherwise yet. But I will keep my powder dry. Ben, Sky put in Brighton with a 4-3-3, McAllister and Trossard, supporting Mopai up top. Yeah, we'll keep an eye on that, Ben. And we say this on many of the streams, don't we? Sky, when they're in the stadium, are often right, aren't they? So I don't know whether there's some kind of issue with the linesman. I don't know whether his in-ears and his microphone are not working. Referee Gillett. That's not referee Gillett, is it? They're testing the earpiece. Who is the ref? And I think we're going to be slightly delayed starting, but I think they've got it sorted. Yeah. It says referee Gillett, so I assume they're right there. And we are about to kick off Brighton versus Palace in the Friday night football. Cheers, everybody. The players who are choosing to take the knee to protest all forms of discrimination, and we respect all players' rights to either do that or not to do that. And we don't like discrimination, all forms of it. That normally covers every part of that. That doesn't wind anybody up in the comments. And we are off. I'll give you a timestamp. I'm watching on a TV feed as ever, Sky Sports HD. If you're watching on Sky Go or a smart TV or Now TV, you may be slightly out. So we'll give you a timestamp and you can get all synced up here. Throw into Palace down the right-hand side is going to be the first attacking phase to Michael Elise, and Cucurella sticks it out again for another one. Two good haircuts there. Look at that, Elise and Cucurella flying the flag for the long-haired boys. Elise knocks it off, crossed in, and Burton clears it out. Here's a timestamp for 1 minute. We'll be there in 3, 2, 1. Sync there. That's your 1 minute mark. What do we got here? Ben, £5 free bet. Well, I can't talk about that company, can I? I would implore you to go over to betfair.com, of course. Right, Kevin, first time comment. Welcome, Kevin. You're very welcome. And it got read out as well. Right. Let's have a look at this team shape for Brighton and see if it is 3 across the front or a front 2. All will be revealed. Hard to tell in that shape at the moment. We'll see when they get on the ball. Looks like a 2 to begin with, but we'll judge that as we go. Ball bouncing about in the midfield. Nodded forward, looking for Trossard, who has pulled out to the right. And it's with Veltman in the right-back position. Championship best hair 11. I need to do that with my hairdresser, who I'm seeing on Sunday for a haircut. Why else would you see your hairdresser, hey? Yeah, we could get his view on Championship best hair 11. Knocked out of the sky, controlled by Mitchell. Tries to play it down the line, deflects out. Can't do that. Support. Yeah, right. Conflict of interest there, Ben. You're very welcome, Kevin. Oh, yeah, he's a happy chappy if he's a Blackburn fan. West Brom vs Barnsley repeat with the fog. Do you know what? Shaylee's cousin lives in Hastings, so we used to live in Lewis, actually, right near the Brighton Stadium. I've been past a few times and never seen the or never been to a game. So I've seen the stadium, but never been to a game down there. Oh, here come and it was attempted little slide through there. It's Moda getting tight. They're trying to slip it in there, Brighton. Cut out at the last. Good drive from Adam Lallana in central midfield. All came from Butland's kick. It's knocked off by McAllister. And yeah, Moda was onside. If Lallana could have slid that through, we would have been having a big chance. M23 Derby, least local derby. Yeah. Look, a rivalry's a rivalry, isn't it? No matter the distance. Sometimes, look, the Ipswich-Norwich rivalry, obviously, I'm extremely familiar with. I think there's 40 or 50 miles between the two, but don't tell me it's not a fierce rivalry. So, yeah, although this one does seem to have developed over the years. 2 rivalry games in a row for Palace after they went to Millwall at the weekend. Brighton have started the better and Palace can't get out. Eze just commits the foul there on Veltman. And it just kind of got them hemmed in. And a lot of the game is taking place in that final third. Palace win 3-1, brain sample. Declan Rice, happy birthday to Declan Rice. Hopefully in a World Cup winning year, hey? Put my England hat on for that one. Mitchell's got it in the left. Oh, Mitchell slips, and it is not taken off him by McAllister into the box. So really lovely feet by Trossard, but it's blocked out. And Palace are living quite dangerously now. Brighton don't look far from creating a big chance. They haven't managed to do it yet, but the pressure is all theirs. Andy, not going to mention my team. Plenty probably have. Well, look, we'll we'll do some Q&A half-time, and I'm sure they'll come up. What's my favourite Pink Floyd song? The lunatic is standing on the grass. That one. Whatever that one's called. Can't remember. What else we got? Matt. Believe it or not, I used to get a perm. Said I don't need to. Natural perm here. Throw in to Brighton down the right-hand side, who are, I'd say well on top in this one so far. Decent start by Brighton. That little feed by Lallana to try and play Moder in closest to any sort of viable chance. Although there was the slip by Mitchell in that left-back area, but Trossard couldn't get the shot off. Here is Trossard now, pulled out to the right-hand side. And they're going to win a corner there, Palace. Brighton. Came off Jeff Slurp. And in the words of Shakespeare, I fear he doth protest too much there. Brain damage. Yes, indeed. Welcome, TJ. Logan's already on the England train ahead of the World Cup. Love to see it. I'm sure we'll be here for 2 matches a day during the World Cup. Can't wait. Corner to Brighton. Cucurella is going to knock it in short. He takes it back off Trossard. Cucurella tries to pop it in low, rehearsed corner, then shot driven in by Lallana is blocked. And Palace just can't get out, and they can't get a foot on the ball. It's been a really decent start by Brighton, who are, is it the right word to say dominant when they haven't really made any chances? But Palace haven't had much of a kick so far, I think it would be fair to say. 7 minutes into this one. Brighton 0, Palace 0. Keep your comments coming. Veltman tries to stick it in from the right-back area. Eze knocks it back into Mitchell. The Brighton press is just swarming Palace at the moment. I was thinking then in the left-back area, even if they do win it back, where's the out ball? Where's the simple pass? Right, they've got a restart now, Palace. Can they get their foot on the ball? Ward in the right back area is closed down by Trossard, who seems to be everywhere across that front line. Owen's birthday on the 8th of Feb. He wants a cup win as a present 2 days early. Can't have your birthday present 2 days early, Owen, can you? Arsenal want to cancel their game, says Eugene. Yeah. When we hear those requests coming out, the game's normally going to get cancelled, isn't it? Big high-profile game, that Arsenal Spurs. But if it ain't happening, it ain't happening. Should still hopefully get plenty of football this weekend. Ward to Elise round the corner to Gallagher. First time we've mentioned him. Gallagher draws the foul there. Now, he got a little bit lucky, I think. Gallagher had miscontrolled it. Maybe he did still get fouled, but they didn't need to foul him if they did. Was it a clip on the heels? Anyway, Gallagher has won the free kick, and it'll be a chance to move up the pitch for Palace, won't it? First time they've really gotten out of their half, for goodness sakes. Someone remind a Lancashire boy why, despite the distance, these two clubs have a bit of needle. I don't know. I've got no idea where it came from. Free kick to Palace then. Gallagher and Elise over it. They sent a few of the big guys up. Elise knocks the free kick. It's not going in at all. It's worked out to Mitchell. They've changed the angle. Mitchell pings it in. Oh, it's fallen in the box and cleared away. I think it was Mark Gay was up there. Quite a clever free kick there. Completely changed the angle. Oh, now Cucurella and Trossard is in. Trossard, massive chance. And he's missed it. Butland makes the save. Oh, it should have been 1-0 to Brighton there. I was just saying, best moment for Palace turned into a counter-attack. And Trossard was completely clean through. Cucurella had sprinted up the pitch, and they get a sort of lucky bounce, and Trossard is through, and he should score there. Should have been 1-0 to Brighton there. Trossard on a bit of an angle, but still he was hot favourite to stick that one in the net. Here he comes again. Trossard down the right wing. Mitchell closing him down. Trossard will do well to get out of this with a corner. He doesn't get one. It's a throw-in off Jeff Schlupp, and hopefully Sky are going to say it's a mistake. It's the attempted header clear there by, I think it's Ward, who was sort of on the cover. They're all at sea because of all going forward from the free kick. But when the counter comes, the chance was really there for Trossard, wouldn't it? Goodness me. John, grab the beer and enjoying this work event. Absolutely. A work event for everybody. I wonder if it's because a few people moved out of London to live. Lots of people moved out of London to live in Brighton, didn't they? Here come Palace down the left. Attempted crossing by Edouard is deflected into the hands of Robert Sanchez. This rivalry started due to one making the other go down. Yes. I don't know. Not familiar with the history of this strange rivalry. But there we go. A rivalry's a rivalry. And as long as it's meaningful to the fans of both teams, I'm all in on it. Webster knocks that one into the channel. Moda chases down the right wing. Mitchell's nicked it off him. Nice turn by Will Hughes, and he has drawn the foul from Jakob Murder. 12 minutes gone, 0-0. Brighton with the best chance of the game. I think we're going to get another look at it now. It was Ward, bouncy ball, heads it straight to Cucurella. There's one vital touch that Trossard takes. I think he has 3 touches. 1, 2, 3. The second touch, he needs to come inwards onto goal, and he keeps going in a straight line, which gives him a difficult angle. If he just cuts in, I think he's almost certain to stick that one in the net, isn't he? Burn is being chased down by Edouard, saves the corner. It's a throw in to Palace. Google says a minor feud between Brighton boss Alan Mullery and Palace boss Terry Venables. Well, there you go. I think they met so many times during the season as a joke they started calling it a derby. Who knows? Again, like I say, a rivalry is a rivalry, however it originates. Throw in to Palace in or on the left wing, which Mitchell is just winding up to take. 13:30 on the clock. Brighton 0, Palace 0. I think it was 1-1 the first game up at Selhurst. Late goal from Mopai. And a silly offside there, and it's turned back over to Brighton. Webster knocks it into Sanchez, who coolly clips it over, not that far over Michael Elise's head, but out to Cucurella. Burn. Webster. Brighton just knocking the ball across the back 4. In the AFCON, by the way, it's Gabon 0, Ghana 1. And an old favourite from last season, Andre Ayew, is the goal scorer. There you go, Alistair. That was right on cue, wasn't it? 1-0 to the Ghanaians out in the Cameroon. Webster. Palace, everybody back. Veltman's got it on the right wing now. Veltman wins a throw-in off Eze. Keep your comments coming. Slow burner, this one, but I think there's good signs if you're a Brighton fan. Is Veltman again, knocks it in off the right. Nice little flick by Murder. Lallana trying to chase it into the box, and it's cleared away. Brighton so high up, Palace so deep for lots of this. Palace happy to fold into a defensive. We all know a 4-3-3 when it goes into a defensive shape can be a 4-5-1 pretty quickly, can't it? Bro Pro, as a neutral, this game is quite entertaining. Both teams can press. Yeah, I agree. I agree. Technically, I agree with Bro Pro. Should be a good game. John, the less geographically motivated rivalries are often some of the best. Man United, Arsenal, Leeds, Man United, Newcastle. Yeah, absolutely. Again, I'll reiterate, however a rivalry is formed, as long as it's meaningful to the fans of those two teams, it adds that lovely little bit of spice, doesn't it? Right. Restart for Palace, which I think Butland is going to just kick down the ground and just try and get the Eagles up the pitch. Webster wins it in the air. Gallagher steals in. Here's Edouard coming in off the left. Elise, Gallagher on the left wing knocks into Schlupp. Good play by Palace. Mitchell crosses from the left. I tell you what, that's not the worst ball in the world. It dropped in the area you would expect Michael Elise to be arriving in terms of the inside right forward. Here's a counter again, though, for Brighton. Obviously, Elise wasn't there because he was in the attack earlier. Gross has got it on the right wing. Gross to Murder. Again, I'll say exactly the same thing. Not a bad cross swung in, but yeah, maybe bodies in boxes lacking from both sides there with some decent crosses in terms of, their execution. No one on the end of them, sadly. Evening, Chris. 4-1, comfortable win for Brighton. Goals. Well, we love goals. Let's hope we get some of them. Elise, beautiful touch to beat his man there. Brilliant skill. Here's Eze. Eze drifting inside. He glides over the turf, doesn't he? Eze holds the ball. Knocks it out wide. Back in it comes to Gallagher. Palace just resetting. Both Elise and Eze showing their ball carrying skills here. They've swapped wings temporarily. Off the cuff, I think. Elise, lovely ball by him. Schlupp to the byline, crosses. That's excellent from Palace. It's cleared away by Brighton into the corner and knocked up the line. Palace having their best spell now. Hughes to Mitchell to Eze, back to Mitchell. And it's so obvious that Elise and Eze are the ones that will make Palace tick. Elise swings that one in. Sanchez comes. The offside flags up. He didn't look all that convincing coming to get that one. And everything looks a bit more rosy for Palace now after the first quarter of an hour. He's well offside, Edouard. Sanchez came a long way to get that, didn't he? Slid down the line. Let's go to some comments. Why is Mendy playing instead of Dieng? I don't know. Did Senegal play earlier? I thought they played yesterday. I can't remember. Mane scored, didn't he? Do I have opinions on former Ipswich owner possibly taking over Rangers at Huddersfield? Head to my Twitter, Chris. We clipped out a bit of me talking about that. We were asked about that in the stream yesterday. Holland and Dortmund are up 3-0 at halftime. Well, there you go. Oh, into the box. Now comes Murder. Right to the byline. Crossed in low and cut out by Ward, covering from right back in the middle. It's headed back on by Veltman. Mopai hits the shot across goal. Wide of the post. That really opened up then, didn't it? In that sort of inside right position. I think it was Veltman who fed it in. And to be fair, it's Will Hughes who just didn't track his runner. Jakob Murder at all. Ward does a good job on the cover to grab that one. Keep your comments coming. 20 gone. We'll check in with Betfair in a couple of minutes' time. I want to get to the quarter of the way through mark and see where the market has moved based on the first quarter of the game. See what the punters at Betfair are saying and the boffins at Betfair are saying too with the odds. Keep your comments coming in. In the meantime, do hit that like button. Really, really helps us out. We will, of course, be back tomorrow for the Saturday Super Stream at about 2:30. I say about 2:30. At 2:30. We'll be here at 2:30. Tomorrow, Palace hasn't started. They've had one good spell, haven't they? For 2 or 3 minutes, 4 or 5 minutes ago. Here is McAllister, Cucurella, Lallana. Lallana's going to drive at them again. Lallana tries to fizz the ball right through the middle there, and either no one was alert to it, or it wasn't a great ball, or both. I think it might have been both. Kev, dreading my birthday, 5th of March, we play Fulham. Hey, could be well in an automatic position or chase or fight by then, Kev. Chris, is it foggy in Brighton or do I need a spectacle clean? I think that might be a bit of both as well, mightn't it, Chris? Hey, Thomas, why isn't Lamptey playing? I don't know. Veltman is playing right back for Brighton. I'm sure we'll see Lamptey at some point. McAllister to Webster. Again, we've got all the Palace players back inside their own half. Here's Veltman. Veltman down the right wing. Swings it in with the left foot. It's a decent ball again. Good defended by Joachim Anderson. Headed back in. Here's Murder. It's the shot left-footed. 2 blocks from Conor Gallagher. And Eze, in the most Eze possible way there, in a defensive position, just chests the ball down and volleys a pass to the side. What a natural he is, Eze. A highly aesthetically pleasing player to watch. Does SofaScore not put the XG out? Brian, they only did that in the Euros. I quite liked it when they did that, but head over to Infogol for they're normally 3-4 minutes behind updating, but you get a pretty accurate reading from Infogol. I thought Brighton brought a new striker. Did they? I don't know. They're not one of mine to cover on the transfer update, so it would have gone past me. Right, let's do as we suggested. Now we're a quarter of the way in and check in with our partners. Betfair. And yeah, so Brighton have come in from evens to 10-11 on. And they've just gone straight back out to evens as we're watching. Palace 17-5. What do we got on first goal? There we go. Take a little look down. First goal, 4-6 Brighton. Slight favourites there. Palace 15-8. Odds on for Brighton to score the first goal in this game. Here is Webster. A big boot down the ground by Webster. I say that Webster never really hoofs it down the ground, does he? Cultured centre half. Mitchell has it for Palace in the left back area to Eze. Touch and back to Mitchell. Anderson. Ward. Gallagher has the ball taken off him fairly and squarely. Gallagher hits the deck and away drives McAllister. McAllister, Cucurella down the left, floats the crossing looking for Murder. Mark Guay was in the right place to head that away. And it was a Gallagher giveaway that facilitated that chance. Lallana knocks it back in. I hope it'll be a draw, Benny. Well, let's hope some goals. Not a 0-0, hey? They let 2 strikers go. Yes, and Connolly, we've spoken about. There's a cross in from the right-hand side by Pascal Gross. And Ward says, you need to talk to me louder if you don't want me to pop that out for a corner, which is exactly what he did. And Brighton are going to have a corner from the left-hand side, which Alexis McAllister is going to take. Burn is absolutely huge bloke, isn't he? Webster is with him at the back post. I'm not entirely sure. In fact, there's 2-on-1. No one's marking Webster at the moment. Or Gray's going to jump on him. In comes the cross, and Webster wins it in the back post. Gray was fouled, surely, but the marking looked really disorganised there. Webster and Burn stood together, and Gray, I mean, look, ultimately he's got that right because he stood off him about, I don't know, a metre and a half, but he didn't look tight enough. In the end, Webster does foul him, but keep an eye on that because Gray, he was never really in position for that, and maybe he gets away with one there. Webster just leaning on him and committing the foul. Big threat, though, those two, Burn and Webster, two very tall players, both stood on the back post. I assume we'll see them up in the box for all set plays. Keep your comments coming in, guys. Let me keep hearing your opinions on what's going on or anything you want to talk about in the chat. We'll go to a proper Q&A and I'll try and really get that interaction going at half time. In the meantime, please hit that thumbs up button. And also, I should plug it. There you go. Subscribe. Hit the subscribe button. Oh, not back to Webster there. Do I try to nick it off him? Now, here's Eze on the left wing. Eze tries to float in a pretty audacious pass there to Michael Elise. I'm laughing because they're so good to watch, Eze and Elise. Okay, not everything comes off. So maybe if you're a Palace fan, you'd be like, come on, keep the ball. But as a neutral, very entertaining, those two. Although we knew that from the Championship. We wondered possibly, would they still play with such freedom in the Premier League? Yeah. A couple of brilliant players. Here is Elise, beautiful first touch into Schlupp. Schlupp knocks it back in to Gray. Mitchell comes down the left-hand side. Heavy touch there by Eze. Wins it back, does he? Nicked off him. It's all a bit untidy. Gray steps out. Mitchell was looking to take a bump there off Gross. Didn't get it. And Palace managed to come away with it, actually. Gallagher to Elise. Elise gets out of his feet. Cuts inside. Elise running. Elise turns back inside. Conor Gallagher almost put him off then, I think. And in the end, it's turned over to Brighton, who are going to, well, they hit the channel, actually. Decent ball, that. I think it's Trossard. Anderson's got to let go of him, or he's going to get a foul. Trossard does well. Cucurella supporting now, but Palace have got plenty back. The end's justifying the means there for Anderson. Oh, nice switch of play. Here's Veltman. Veltman slides that in now. Gross cuts it back and Mopai can't quite get there. Sliding in. And this is their cliche about Brighton all of last year. They're really good to watch and move the ball nicely. And then something just askew between outside the area and coming into the penalty area, isn't it? Doesn't always convert to goals, does it? Referee Gillett just explaining to Michael Elise why he didn't get a foul. Looks like he possibly should have got one against Alexis McAllister. But he didn't. As we come up half hour in this one, we'll go to some comments in just a second. The ball is with Jack Butland, the Palace keeper. Ridley, we'll talk about Derby at half-time. I'm sure we'll get plenty of questions on that. Championship playoff winner. Oh, I think we're a bit far out, Kevin, for me to make a judgment on that. You'd say Probably West Brom's the best shout, isn't it? But they'll be looking at the top two. Slid down the line by Gross. And here's Murder. Murder sends it back up the line. Palace back in shape and defensively look pretty solid, don't they? Cucurella. 11 behind the ball when Brighton attack. Yeah, it is, isn't it? And deep 11, Brian, isn't it? Elise and Eze are probably 15 metres ahead of the back four. Really squeezing that tight. Obviously a deliberate ploy from Patrick Vieira just to compress it and say to Brighton, look, you can play as many passes between the two centre-backs as you want, but we ain't going to press you and it ain't gonna hurt us. So can you do the business up top? No, they can't. Over in the AFCON, it's still 1-0 to Ghana. Gabon 0, Ghana 1. 75 gone in that one. Eze, Schlupp, Edouard, heavy touch by him. He's got away with that, hasn't he? Kind of deflects off Moda and goes to Gallagher. Elise knocks it back up the line to Gallagher. Tries to take on McAllister. It's a good battle, that is. Gallagher and sort of McAllister down that right-hand side when Gallagher goes out to help Michael Elise. 32 gone. Brighton 0. Palace 0. Webster. Burn. Webster, there's the point I was making about the centre-halves exchanging passes. Schlupp did go then, and they have won it back. It wasn't Schlupp that won it. He was there to receive it, couldn't do anything with it. And Brighton have the ball back. 60% possession to Brighton. 0 shots from Palace. 5 shots to 0. So Palace not really creating anything. It was only that free kick that went in, but it didn't result in a shot, did it? Thus far in this game. Have they come for a point, Palace? I think it was Brian who was saying they were getting everybody back in more a 4-5-1 shape than a 4-3-3 when Brighton was starting to build possession. Although here come Brighton down the left. Cross is blocked out by Conor Gallagher. It's going to be another corner. And as we said on the last one, keep an eye out for Burn and Webster. Conor Gallagher shakes his head. Not happy he's conceded that corner. And the big boys come up for Brighton. Have gone into exactly the same position. Mark Guay's just waved Will Hughes over. McAllister's going to take the corner again. Swung in. Butland didn't come for that one, and it was right into the 6-yard box. They've got it half clear. Webster recycles, though. Gross crosses in. It's going to break for Veltman. His shot's deflected. Flies across the goals. It's going to fall for Murder on the left foot. Just hung up, and he had to hit the volley or half volley in the end with the left foot. That could have gone anywhere when Veltman fired it across the box. I think it took a deflection, actually. Sky look like they're honing in on some bit of wrestling by Will Hughes. I think it's gone to VAR, actually, which could be a problem for Palace. Hughes had his arm around his man from the corner, and I assume the reason we stopped is because it has gone to VAR. Referee Gillett is just waiting to see what the VAR are saying. 0.00 on the XG, and oh dear, referee Gillett is going to look at the screen, and we all know what that means, don't we? I think we're about to have a penalty for Brighton. So it's Will Hughes on Joel Veltman. And when the ref goes to the screen, it always gets given as a penalty. He's got his arm around him, hasn't he? Patrick Vieira's just looking over the ref's shoulder. And it's a penalty. You knew as soon as they went to the screen, the penalty was given. Will Hughes looks on forlorn. But we got a penalty to Brighton. Patrick Vieira is furious. So is Sean Derry there. Gillett just explaining to Captain Joel Ward that Will Hughes had his arm around, I think it was Joel Veltman, wasn't it? But it is a penalty to Brighton. 36 gone, and we got a huge chance for Brighton to take the lead here. Alex, pains me to say. Poaching young talent from the Championship, probably the best two young players, Eze and Elise. Correct outcome, says Kevin. David agrees, arm around the neck. Pascal Gross has just plonked the ball down, ready to take this penalty. 36:40 on the clock. It's going to be a right footer from Gross. He looks into both corners. The Palace fans have just thrown a flare into the goal mouth. Bit of distraction tactics from the Palace guys behind the goal. Right. Here comes Gross. Saved. Terrible penalty by Gross. He did not look confident in the slightest there, did he? It was right-footed, nowhere near in the corner. I think he only took a couple of steps. Run up. Let's have another look. It's a dreadful penalty, isn't it? What he tries to do, I think, is show his left shoulder that way as if he's going to hook it into the other corner and then hit it flat, right-footed. And he just doesn't get it anywhere near the corner. There's no power on it. There's not really any good disguise from Gross as well. And Palace survived. Brighton 0, Palace 0. And the away end's gone mad. Another flare's gone on the pitch. And Will Hughes has gotten away with that bit of pulling from the corner. Cross comes in. Oh, and the ball's in the net now. And surely Butland was fouled there. Neil Maupai's running off. I think this one is going to get scrubbed off. I'm sure there's a foul on Butland into the bargain there. Maupai's celebrating. I think this one's going to get scrubbed off. They're playing all the goal idents here. Oh, has he dropped it though? That's an interesting one. Let's have another look at this. The header comes in. I think that's going to get scrubbed off. Butland's got it in two hands. I think the wording of the law is, has he got the ball in control? And I think they're going to read that that's been kneed out of the hand. Yeah, that's going to get scrubbed off, isn't it? The VAR is, yeah, they're going to rule that Butland's in control of the ball there. Yeah, I didn't think that was referee Gillett. It's referee Jones. Thank you, guys. I was wondering that the whole time. It says on SofaScore it's referee Gillett for this game. I'm pretty sure this goal's going to get scrubbed off. Yeah, he's going to the screen, so it's going to get scrubbed off. The wording of the rule is if the keeper is in control of the ball. I remember at school it always used to be two hands, but that's not the law. If you're holding the ball in one hand, it's the whole Pat Jennings thing, you're in control of it. And as the ball hits Maupai's knee, Butland does have it in two hands. I'm pretty confident this goal is going to get disallowed. Referee Jones is having a look. And yeah, he's right. I think rightly so. He's disallowed the goal, hasn't he? Keeper in control of the ball there as he's coming out and off Mopai's knee. Some of the chat disagree with me, but I think the referee's got that one bang on. Referee Jones. They've just shown another shot from behind the goal where does Butland quite have... I mean, he's in control of it enough for that to get disallowed. So, nice little bit of controversy. VAR twice. I think most of the chat agree that both of those refereeing decisions were right, actually, weren't they? It was probably a penalty. Hughes with his arm round. If you're going to be a Schuhaus from a corner, you've got to disguise it a bit better than Hughes did there, and the VAR gives a penalty. And then Butland just coming down with the ball in both hands, and whilst it appeared to be in both hands, whether he had control of it or not, we'll never, ever know. But it's kneed out of his hands. I don't think that's a controversial decision in the slightest, to be honest. That one. Let's have a look. Palace need to wake up. Yeah, I agree with that, Annie. It could get tasty, this. Yeah, absolutely. If the goalkeeper goes into the player holding the ball and lets go, are they really in control? It's the it's the attacking player's responsibility then to get out the way, I guess, isn't it? Because the decision's always going to go with the keeper. Very controversial. Not sure I agree, Tarky. So football has become soft. Not sure I agree there. But we encourage all opinions in the chat. I think both of those refereeing calls were right, I have to say. Yeah, this has Palace goal before the first half written all over it. We'll see. Yeah, Brighton certainly have been the more likely to go in at half-time leading. Well, frankly, they should have been. They've missed a penalty. I didn't mention that, did I? And the whole bargain, really bad penalty by, God, I can't remember. It was Pascal Gross, wasn't it? In the end? God, I can't remember. Was it Trossard or Gross who took the penalty? All of those VAR calls, I can't even remember now. It was Pascal Gross, wasn't it? There we go. Shocking penalty. Wasn't good, was it? Was not good. Needed more disguise on that to take that type of penalty, didn't he? Gross. 42:50 on the clock. Plenty to talk about. Eze has fouled Mopai there. Mopai gets his body in the way. Eze's got a yellow card for that one from referee Jones, who's not referee Gillett, as SofaScore incorrectly told me. Eberiche Eze has been booked. Free kick to Brighton. Brighton should be at least 2 up. Shocking penalty and a missed 1-on-1. Yeah, probably should be in the lead. I don't disagree. I do not disagree. And I mean, come on. The biggest of big chances is a 12-yard free shot at goal, isn't it? If I was Mopai, I would be taking penalties. Yeah, I don't know why he isn't, but there you go. Has he missed one or something? Or missed a couple? Who knows? Free kick comes in from Gross, so it's bounced through. Good header cleared by Ward. Lallana giveaway to Hughes, who conceded the penalty. Lovely feat by Hughes, and sets Michael Elise away. Elise charging down the right-hand side, cuts inside onto that left foot, as we all knew he was going to. Switches the play to Eze. Eze, oh, lovely reverse ball by Eze. Mitchell now, loads of space down the left. Mitchell knocks it back. Jeff Schlupp, edge of the box. Schlupp to Hughes. Hughes to Ward, who's well forward. Elise again. Momentum still kind of there. Elise bends the ball in, headed away by Veltman. And Palace don't make the most of that momentum they had in that attack. It just needed a better cross from Mitchell there, who cut it back in, and then they're in the crowd again. Have we had a goal in the AFCON, or are they just replaying the celebration from the earlier one? We'll have a look in a second over on the other screen. Eze, Hughes, Palace ending the half strongly. Eze, Hughes slides in. Have we got an equalising goal for Gabon in the AFCON? I think we might have, although they're checking that on the VAR as well, I think. Stoppage time in the first half, mainly for the 2 VAR calls. Veltman knocks it inside to Webster. 0-0. Although Brighton should be in front, missed in a penalty. There's one into the channel. And Schlupp shepherds that one out fairly. I know that's my pet hate, players shepherding the ball out, but it was within playing distance. And if Sky will sort out their AFCON coverage, yes, 1-1. Gabon have equalised in the 88th minute. I'm assuming that's probably a bit of a shock. I think Ghana are a bit of a big fish in the AFCON, aren't they? Forgive me. Not the most knowledgeable about that, but we're 1 minute into stoppage time here. It's going to be 3 minutes minimum stoppage time. Butland, horrible shank of a goal kick there. And it's going to be a throw-in to Brighton down the left. Gross is really bad at penalties. Don't understand why they still let him take them. Palace are simply woeful. Might be stretching the point, Chris, but they've not been the better side in the first half, have they? Aaron, Brighton crying out for a 15-goal a season centre forward who can take penalties. Aren't we all? Hey, but definitely one who can take penalties, yeah. Didn't Gross miss one against West Brom last season in that mental... Oh, God, yeah. Didn't they lose that game in the end and have an XG of about 3.5 or something ludicrous? Palace do tend to start slowly. Game on, I'd say. We'll have a look in the second half. Palace honouring Hodgson Bull. Yeah, they are tucked in back in their team shape, aren't they? A little bit here tonight, Palace. I do agree. Ralph. Webster, lovely switch of play. Cucurella, last phase probably of the half here. 40 seconds of minimum stoppage time to go. Trossard hits the shot right-footed. It is over the crossbar. Whatever's going on in the AFCON, the Ghanaians are furious about whatever happened with the equalising goal. I didn't see it, I have to say. They're into stoppage time there. And we're into stoppage time here. 2. Brighton 0, Palace 0. Brighton missed penalty. 38 minutes. This should be the last knock-ins of this first half. The goal kick comes out. And referee Jones brings the first half to a close. Get your thoughts in, guys. Brighton 0, Palace 0. We'll look at the numbers and then we'll go to some Q&A. If you want to give your thoughts on the first half, I will read them out. Referee Jones having a word with Conor Gallagher. Keep comments coming in. I'll do the numbers first and then I'll read some comments out after we've looked at the numbers, which I suppose are going to go very heavily in Brighton's favour. Look at the attack momentum graph. Look at that. Virtually no blue on it for Palace whatsoever. 61% possession to Brighton, 8 shots to 1, no shots on target for Palace, 4 corners to 0, 2 big chances to 0, including a missed penalty. I don't think even the most hardened Palace fan would disagree with me in saying Brighton will feel they should be going in front. Those numbers very skewing very heavily towards the Seagulls of Brighton. Let me just get you an XG number up. 1.41 to Brighton, 0.02 to Palace. So in most stats, we can find Brighton are on top, but that all-important stat, not the only important stat, but the most important stat is that it's 0-0. And at the moment, the points are going to be shared if things stay the same. I'll get to your comments. Let me just show you what that does in respects to the live Premier League table. Brighton going up to 8th above Wolves. Palace going up to 11th above Southampton as things stand. Brighton are already at their maximum upside. They can't go any higher than 8th tonight. Palace could go above Leicester if they get what, looking at those numbers, would be an unlikely winner in the second half. But hey, clean slate second half. Let's have a look and see what you're saying in the chat. Don't want to lose a derby that isn't local. The fans have longer to moan about the result. Absolutely. Palace fans think playing a bit better in the second half against the Millwall team is a good thing. Well, it's a reasonable point though, MH. They did come out firing in the second half against Millwall and they were down. I'm not sure what the issue with referee Jones is. Those two big decisions, in my opinion, by the way the laws are written, I don't think he's got any option other than to give what he gave. Hughes has yanked down Veltman penalty, and they're always going to side with the fact that the goalkeeper is in control of the ball when he's got two hands on it diving, even if he is diving into Mopai, like it was pointed out in the comments. So I got no issues with referee Jones tonight. I think those two big calls, I think he got them both. He got them both right. But give your opinions in the chat by all means. Surely Harry Potter won't be managing Brighton next season. Maybe. He needs to get a couple of sort of top half finishes though with Brighton before anyone's going to take him. Chris, poor first half by Palace again, but woefully Brighton can't even score from the spot. Agree on both counts, Chris. SofaScore graph is ridiculous, isn't it? Let's see it one more time. Just have a look in the top left as you're looking. So the green bars are for Brighton attacking and the blue bars, and there's just none for Palace, who've been very sort of defensive. Mopai, 12 from 14 penalties in his career. Okay. Maybe you should be taking them, Brian. Good research, my friend. Goalkeeper saves is quite an important stat, and Palace winning that 3-0. Yeah, maybe that will be the most important stat in this game, Alex. Am I doing Luton Bournemouth? Stephen, I'm not doing Luton Bournemouth tomorrow. I'm doing the super stream. But, Stephen, I'd love you to pop in at 2:30 and tell me what your views on Luton Bournemouth were, but it's going to be the super stream. He didn't make those calls. VAR did. No, that's... I don't want to get argumentative. That's completely not true. He went to the screen for both of the calls. So as much as we don't know what's being said in his ears, and as much as when they go to the screen, they always go with the VAR, he does have the final say and he can go against it if he wants to. So rum and Coke or whiskey and Coke? Whiskey and Coke, I think. Right. We are back. Let's do some Q&A. If anyone's got any Q&A, any topics you want to talk about, we will get onto them. They're just going to some slow-mo replays. I think we don't need to talk too much more about the penalty, do we? I think we're all okay with that. Arm round the neck from Will Hughes there, showing it again. Yeah, MH, you can use as many capital letters as you like, buddy. Was told to go to the screen. They're recommended to go to the screen, not told to go to the screen. And they do get to have the final call. So I'm afraid that I don't want to be argumentative. If the VAR gives it and the referee just points, then fine. If the referee goes to the screen, then that's not the VAR deciding. That's literally not the VAR. That's the referee looking at the screen. Derby County, be more specific, Ridley. Get us a question in. Should Will Swan, the young Forest striker, go on loan to a mid-table League One? What? I didn't like Ipswich. Ipswich now a mid-table League One side, hey? Yes, he should go to League One, but not to Ipswich. Who wins VAR doesn't tell the ref that he needs to change this. Exactly. That's the point I'm trying to make. And we want the ref to be recommended. And this was the issue in a couple of the games recently in the Premier League with the VAR, wasn't it? That the ref at one point went to look at the screen on another one, he's not recommended to look at the screen. We just want them, look, if there's something, send him to the screen, get him over there, get him having a look, and then we can all kind of be happy with that. What's your pace on the FIFA card behind me? My pace is 73, would you believe? I'm lightning quick. Ben, favourite song and artist you like to cover? I don't know. Let me have a think about that, Dave. Anike to Charlton, is that a better signing than Bon? No, I don't think so. No, Bon is now for the full season. Favourite ever Ipswich player? Marcus Stewart. I get asked that a lot. Brain, if Butland had control of the ball, why did he crash into Mopai? I don't get the link. They're two different actions. Him having control of the ball and a player then bashing. It doesn't, because something else then happens, doesn't mean you're not in control of the ball, doesn't it? I don't get the link, to be honest. What else have we got? Reading are taking a massive risk. That seems a strange one to announce that he's going to go at the end of the season or something, doesn't it? We'll see how that goes. Yeah. If that's what you want to believe. I'm just telling you what the VAR protocols are, MH. If you can show me or furnish me with a recording of what was said to the referee in his earpiece, which I know you haven't heard, but if you can show me that and you can prove to me that the referee is told by the VAR, go and look at the screen, look at it for 30 seconds, then do what we tell you. If you can prove that to me and show me the audio, I will hold my hands up and say that the referee was told to give that decision. But you don't know that. I don't know that. The protocols don't say that. So I'm just going to go in and assume that they're working in good faith and that he's recommended to go and look at the screen, which is what the protocol is. So, yes, furnish me with the recording and I will happily change my mind. But I think you're a bit short of evidence to. I always think in the court of law, would you win that argument? No, not unless you can give me the evidence. So there you go. Why Murphy did not take the penalty? You mean Mopai? I don't know. That's come up a few times. Ben, will any teams not have a points deduction? Does feel that way. I think they're coming next season, though, the points deductions, aren't they? Ridley, what do you think about the EFL preventing a takeover happening? And they say that the Borough Wickham claims have to be resolved first, but there's nothing the administrators can do. It's a vicious circle. It is a vicious circle, isn't it? And we know that if, or as I understand it, if Wickham and Borough get rid of their claims, they can go with the approved bidder. The problem is that no one's going to buy the club with the claims outstanding, and the administrators can't fight the claims. So you're totally right that it's a vicious circle. Seems a little bit ridiculous, doesn't it? And I don't really know how they're going to get out of it. So, not good news coming through from Derby County today. Only thing the VAR guy does is give on offside. Yeah, they'll tell a referee a decision on that. But the other ones, especially when they go to the screen, that's the referee ultimately making the decision from the screen, isn't it? Ben, will Birmingham ever sign a half-decent player? Of course they will. David, of course they will. Do you have any opinion regarding COVID postponements? FA Cup was no issue. Again, Wenlock, we're going back to evidence and whatnot, and half the time we don't know the evidence, do we? We don't know exactly when players tested. So it's all very open to abuse if anybody did indeed want to abuse it. And I'm not accusing anybody of doing so, but I can see why people may be suspicious in certain circumstances. All a big mess. Hopefully, hopefully this announcement as well that the isolation period is now only 5 days. That might be a good thing as well. Just to be clear, it's the club said that. It's not the club. Very credible journalist. Yeah, it looks like it's happening. Opinion on Rangers signing David Marshall. Could have pushed Iain. I don't think so, Dave. No, I think Iain will jump back in unless Marshall's absolutely incredibly outstanding. John Daddy Bob Varson. linked with Bolton. They're playing Ipswich at the weekend, so there's a guaranteed goal if that one goes through. Punch up at the end of the Ghana game. Oh, they've gone to an ad. Oh, no, they've finished the coverage. I missed it, Ryan. Was it Ref Jones on the grassy knoll? I don't know. Just an observation. The referees always change their mind when the person in the red. Yes. Yep. I know they do. But unless you can play me a recording of them telling them to change their mind, we're told that they're just being recommended to look at the screen. MH is back again. If VAR hadn't told him to, he wouldn't have been at the monitor. You just don't like anything that correctly just... Oh, my God. Right. MH, let's get him in the sin bin. He's just being a douchebag now. Go away, for goodness sake. Let's get the VAR protocol up and get this settled once and for all. IFAB VAR protocol. Where we go. Only the referee can initiate a review. Okay, right. Let's debunk MH in the comments. I think we can do that now fairly briefly. So what did MH just say? That I was expressing an opinion. It's not even an opinion. I think we've got it as fact here. Okay, right. So I've highlighted that. That's the VAR protocol. Look at numbers 4 and 5. Only the referee can initiate a review. The VAR and other match officials can only recommend a review to the referee. Look at number 5. The final decision is always taken by the referee, either based on information from the VAR or after the referee has undertaken an on-field review. So I'm going to repeat that one more time so we can shut down MH. Only the referee can initiate a review. And number 5 there, the final decision is always taken by the referee. So I promise if I give an opinion and my opinion turns out to be wrong, I'll hold up my hands. It's literally not an opinion. That's the protocol. The VAR does not give the decision. The referee gives the decision. And you can have as many tinfoil conspiracy theory things as you like. And yes, we all know every time they go to the screen, they seem to go with the VAR. But that's the protocol. And I'll repeat for the last time, the final decision is always taken by the referee. So I think that's a bit of a slam dunk. It's just wrong. The guy arguing me is just wrong. The referee is not told to do that. That's what the pro. And look, if you don't believe that's written in good faith, then so be it. But you need to provide me with evidence that it's not being done in good faith. Then I'll go with the writing. Right. Let's get back to it. The players are coming back out for the second half. Let me leave that on the other screen. I dare say I'll need that later probably. These troll people don't tend to go away, do they? However many times you break down their argument, however logically, they always come back with some kind of tears in their eyes. Deary me, the life of a YouTuber. Right. Let's head over to our sponsors, Betfair. We thank them as ever for being involved. Brighton, 11-10. They've drifted. I can't believe that. I would have thought they would have stayed at evens or come in after the first half, but there you go. It's a timing thing rather than anything else. Palace, there you go, just moved, tucked in actually, 4-1. Now Palace, first goal, Brighton, odds on 5-6. And sorry, I missed the Palace one. 13-5. We've kicked off the second half. We'll get back into that now. Thank you, everybody, for joining me. Please hit the thumbs up button if you're watching. Sorry, I'll get to comments and whatnot in a second. Let's just refresh our teams for you. Brighton there, Sanchez, Veltman, Webster, Byrne, Cucurella, McAllister, Lallana, Gross, Murder, Mopai and Trossard. For Palace, Butland, Ward, Anderson, Gray, Mitchell, Gallagher, Hughes, Schlurp, Elise, Edouard, and Eze. Worth. Right, I'm going to give you a timestamp. We should be at 46 minutes in about 10 seconds. I'm watching on a Sky TV feed. If you're watching on Sky Go Now TV or Smart TV, you might be just out. I'm going to count down 3, 2, 1, and we're going to be at 46 minutes. 3, 2, 1, sync. Get lined up. Right. Okay. Any more comments? Let's go from the bottom up. The stats and odds would suggest it's all Brighton. Yeah, you'd have thought those odds would have been odds on, wouldn't you? But hey, ho-hum. Mopai knocks that one back. Wild shot by Trossard. I think that's going to go up for a throw. It's never the one. Oh, in fact, they've kept it in. Veltman's kept it in. Oh, cut inside Moda. Oh, he's hit the crossbar. Oh, Moda comes across the near post. A good effort, that. He angles the effort. I think it's pretty much on the volley. If it's not, it's on the half volley. And it goes across the keeper. Yeah, it just stayed in, didn't it? Oh, it's a good effort, that, and hits the bar. Unlucky. And this is the stupid thing about Brighton. That was the most difficult chance of all of them. Cushion volley, lobs it into the far top corner and hits the bar. Unbelievable. Oh, here is Gallagher now on the right wing. Good break for Palace now. Gallagher crosses in low. Oh, Edouard got there first. And it is saved by Sanchez in the goal. Good start to the second half. Worth. Let's get the score up on the screen again. Goodness me. Sanchez got his positioning right there. It's a good cross by Gallagher. Do you know, I think maybe the last touch on that, was it Webster diving in with him? Might have been. He certainly did enough to put him off. Webster put Edouard off. Right. Can a ref refuse to take another look at the incident? I don't know. But have we had a ref go and look at the screen and stick with his decision? I can't remember, but I mean, we would never know if they were refusing because they just wouldn't run over there, and we'd never know because we can't hear the. But I don't know why they would. If I'm a referee, I want as much information as I can. 48 gone. We're just into the second half. The influence by VAR on ref decision is great. Yeah, we hope so. If they haven't given it, and then they're recommended to, and it's the right decision. I think this is where we get a bit lost with VAR. It's, do we get the right decision or not? Is honestly the most important thing. People get bogged down with clear and obvious and influence and all of that stuff. But do we get the right decision or not? That is the most important thing. We just want the right decision. It's Moda slipping through. And it's out for a corner. I think he has, was it Ward breathing down his neck? Goodness me. It's nicked over the top by McAllister, a little clip. I think he's onside. Yeah, he looks onside. Sorry, it's Guay. And do you know what? Butland's saved that, actually, hasn't he? Did Butland save a penalty? Well, yeah, it's kind of put straight at him, wasn't it? In comes the corner from Brighton, punched away by Butland and volleyed back. Decent game this for a 0-0. The right decisions are made by VAR. It's just the rules are wrong. I don't know what the problem is in this game. I'm really not sure why we're getting aggro about VAR. I think VAR's worked well in this game, hasn't it? The referee didn't see a penalty, and the penalty got given. Great, good news. Brighton scored a goal where the keeper had the ball in control, and he got chalked off. And the VAR checked that, and the referee went and checked, and all was well. I really don't know why we need to talk about VAR in this one. I think people just get obsessed with it now. It's been perfectly fine in this game, I think, hasn't it? If not, tell me why not. But we always seem to get suckered into talking about it, don't we? Hughes switches the play out to Mitchell. Eze. Schlupp. Inside it goes to Joachim Anderson. Please hit the thumbs up button if you are enjoying the stream. Keep the debate coming. Plenty of lively stuff in the debate. A little bit too lively at some points, but what are you going to do, hey? Schlupp. Mitchell given away. Here comes a Brighton counter now. Mopai carrying the ball. He's got Trossard out to his left. Here is Trossard, edge of the box against Ward. Step over. Trossard goes outside, tries to either drive it across the goal or to the far post. The block is made. Foul is given. And it's going to be a Palace restart. I like goal line tech. That's black and white. VAR is or can be subjective still. Well, there's the key point, Alex. Every other rule is subjective, isn't it? There are very few black and white binary rules in football. Whether the ball went out of play or crossed the line is about the only one, isn't it? Everything else has a degree of subjectivity, doesn't it? Eze. Oh, Eze driving into the box. Eze's gone down. Don't think he was fouled. I'm sure we'll see it in super slow motion. And someone will make the argument that he is. Everything looks worse in super slow motion, doesn't it? Elise. Schlupp. Eze. Eze drives the shot over the bar. High, wide. Wide-eyed and legless too. Eze, high, wide and not very handsome. 53 gone. I suspect now might be a good time to look at the benches. If you wanted to get a bit of an advantage with a substitution, who would you bring in out of this lot? So Brighton, Sherpin, Roberts, March, Casado, Leonard, Auzathoth, Lamptey, Welbeck and Ferguson. I guess the names that jump out there, Lamptey particularly. Vieira has got use of Gaeta, Ferguson, Kelly, Klein, Vriedeveld, Saki, Milivojevic, Mateta and Benteke. Maybe Benteke is the name. Everything else is subjective. I'm objective, yeah. I think that's my take on it, isn't it? Longer this goes, I fancy 1-0 Palace, at least. Stephen, buzzing with this window. Wilder's doing bits. I think Steve Gibson's doing bits rather than Wilder. But yeah, the players are flying in at Borough, aren't they? A promotion push is being bankrolled, we think. Patrick Vieira is speaking with the bench. Has one of the Brighton staff handed something into, or has he handed something to one of the TV guys? I'm not sure. Ryan, at least we can be sure on offsides these days. 1 millimetre off is still off. Yes, that annoys people too. Well, Graham Potter has beaten you all to the punch. You're not going to get to guess what the first substitution is going to be because it's already happening. Tariq Lamptey is going to come on. I wonder if they're going to go to 3 at the back. I don't know why they would. I just got a hunch. Lamptey, who's lightning quick and direct down that right-hand side, almost as good as a winger when Brighton are in a game where they've got plenty of possession. I think Patrick Vieira will react to this fairly quickly. Adam Lallana, I think, has just taken the captain's armband off, so I think that is going to be the sub. Lallana comes off. How old is Adam Lallana now? He's been around for the longest time, hasn't he? 33 years old. A fine career, and most of it at the top level. Right, so Lallana comes out and Lamptey comes in. Wonder if they're going to go to a 3. Lamptey's just giving all the instructions to everybody. He's gone over to the right-hand side. We don't know whether he's gone wing-back or not. All will be revealed imminently. I just wonder whether Veltman's going to go and play as a third centre-back with Webster and Byrne. Cucurella and Lamptey are going to be wing-backs. Maybe Murder and Gross in central midfield. McAllister playing off Mopai and Trossard. We will see. Yeah, I think they've gone to a back 3. Although I think it's McAllister who's going to play central midfield where Lallana was. And Murder is going to play as a number 10, I think. Although here comes Elise. Will he have a bit more space now? I don't know. We'll find out. It's not always obvious how different teams are going to interpret different team shapes, is it? Throw in to Brighton. 57 gone. So Graham Potter has made the first move and gone to a 3 at the back and stuck Lamptey in as a wing-back. We'll see what Patrick Vieira does. Wonder how much money Lallana is on. Yeah, he probably is the top earner there, isn't he? Or I assume Basuma does quite well, doesn't he? He's always linked with moves away. Younger than me too. Yeah, 33, Lallana. Probably still go a couple more years, won't he? Unless he wants to be one of those players that goes out the top. Come and play in the Championship for a couple of years, can't he? He'll need a pay cut to come and pay down there unless he gets one of the parachute teams. Keep your comments coming in, guys. Trossard tries to play a diagonal there. Possible handball shout against Ward, but it's just going to be a throw-in. Senegal versus Guinea, GUI, I think is kicked off on the other screen. Go in the AFCON, one game after the next. Have I ever been to Brighton's ground? Do you know, I've driven past a few times, like I was saying earlier in the stream. Never seen a game there. Driving to a nice place called Lewis, which is not far away. Here is McAllister, switches that right. Here's the first chance for Lamptey to go against Eze. And I love Eze, but Lamptey will fancy himself running against him. How it goes. Is that on iPlayer? Ryan, I don't know. I think it's on Sky Sports. I don't know if it's on iPlayer as well. I'm a lucky bugger here. I've literally got 2 TVs right there out of the shot. Senegal. Oh, it's already happened, Annie, has it? I was going to say it was brighter in this game than it was in the other one. What was the score, Annie? As well as Hernandez. Yeah, Hernandez has gone to Birmingham, hasn't he? We'll have to get a transfer update done on all of that good stuff. Oh, Will Hughes has just clattered McAllister. Yellow card coming when this advantage has been played out here. Looked like a definite yellow card tackle to me. As always, I'll wait and see the replay, but I think Will Hughes is about to go in the book. Lamptey's got it down the right. Fed through by Trossard. Moda. Can he get it back? No, I think Will Hughes is going to get booked. And rightly so. Referee Jones pulls out the yellow. I hate to say it. It sounds like I'm just winding the chat up now. It's good refereeing again, actually. He let the advantage go. Yeah, it's a yellow card tackle. And Hughes goes in the book. Exactly why the advantage rule was brought in. 0-0. Annie, I haven't got I haven't got that slide on this bit of StreamYard. Annoying. Hughes is a nutter. That tackle wasn't a good one, was it? I think that was more in being a bit slow than in being a nutter, brain sample. But I can't argue it wasn't a great tackle, was it? What do I think of Cucurella? He's been fairly quiet in this game, hasn't he? Good energy. Obviously got forward and the second best chance of the game. He set up for Trossard, who missed the one-on-one. Obviously, there's a missed penalty since then. Didn't realise Sean Derry was on the staff. I didn't realise Sean Derry was on the staff. Do you know, this is going to sound really weird. I had a nice chat with Sean Derry in the toilets at Bristol City once. I think he was doing TalkSport or something, and he was up the top in the main stand, whatever that stand, Lansdowne stand, is it? Anya will tell us. Down at Bristol City. And yeah, caught his eye, and we had a nice little 30 seconds chat, I have to say. Used to spend time in Lewis. Yeah, very, very posh, Alex. I can't afford to live there. Shady's cousin can, put it that way. Free kick, Brighton, right wing, Cucurella, left foot in swinger. Oh, clever free kick, actually. Put it in low. The wall jumped. Did he manage to get it underneath, or did it go beside? Everyone expected that to come in, obviously, head height. And cleared away. Keep your comments coming, guys. Keep your thoughts and opinions coming in. Hope you weren't streaming from the toilets. You think I can get reception at any football stadium? Never. In comes the corner from the right. Webster heads down. Mopai was on the far post. Can't quite get there. Another throw into Brighton, which Cucurella's going to take. How far was Mopai from this? Some good blocking going on there. They managed to get Webster free, and not the Scherhausy type of blocking, just good movement. And Webster managed to get himself onto the ball. Couldn't quite get enough direction to either head it goalwards or flip it onto Mopai on the back post. Sean Derry's mum lives opposite a pub I sometimes go to in Bromley. Very nice too. Do you live in Bromley, Alex? Bromley's come up in the last couple of streams, hasn't it? Oh, Cucurella tries a back heel to get it back to Burn. Fancy another 90th minute Mopais, but always. We love a last minute goal. We love any type of goal, to be fair. Although, as a 0-0er, what was the last 0-0? We did a 0-0 that was rubbish on the channel, didn't we? I can't remember what it was. This one's been a lot better and should have had goals, frankly. It's a missed penalty from Pascal Gross is the problem. The XG is now 1.97 to Brighton, 0.05 to Palace. Goodness me. Here's Cucurella down the left, driving forward. Great energy, hasn't he? Cucurella switches the play to Lamptey. Lamptey on the touch, inside. Gross crosses right-footed. Oh, it's come all the way over. It's hit on the volley by Trossard. It wasn't going in the goal, but he fires it across the goal, and Anderson kind of makes the block, and you always wonder, is that going to deflect into the goal? Barnsley, oh, God. Yeah, it was, wasn't it? And that game sucked, didn't it? This game's like Brazil versus Italy 1982 compared to that one, for God's sakes. Catches that volley quite well. Do you know what? Anderson does well not to handball that. It's flying at him. He's got his arms out to his side. It just knocks it away with his thigh. Eberici Eze is coming off. Is that Milivojevic? That's got to be the most depressing substitution in the history of football, hasn't it? Eze out, Milivojevic in. Sounds defensive to me. Mateta has come in. He's going to play up front. Milivojevic is a holding midfielder, isn't he? So are they going to throw Conor Gallagher into the mix? We'll see what shape that means. But look, come on, it's almost certainly a defensive sub by Patrick Vieira, isn't it? Milivojevic sits in front of the back four, doesn't he? So I can only think it will still be a 4-3-3 and Gallagher, or maybe it'll be a 4-3-1-2, you know, with a number 10 and a front two. Yeah, it looks like that's what he's done. Or has he? Where's Michael Elise gone? Oh, no, it's a 4-2-3-1. Okay. Interesting. So Matete looks like he's up on his own. Gallagher looks like some kind of number 10 support player. Elise is off to the right and Schlupp is off to the left. So you could call it a 4-2-3-1, couldn't you? Then with Hughes and Milivojevic as a double pivot. Barnsley West Brom is the game you're thinking of. Hugh, do you blame me for forgetting it? When I was younger, I stayed at a place called Shagley Manor. Chris Sutton lived next door with his 3 Dalmatians. Very nice to see. I think Palace are going to win this one 1-0. Brighton have chances. Can't find the net. Very depressing, yeah. Palace to win. Speaking of Brazils and 0-0s. Remember a good 0-0 match. Mexico, I don't remember that. World Cup 14. You've got better memory than me, Liam. Milivojevic screamer in the 93rd minute. Can we not have one deflecting off his heel or something? What one game from the past would you like to see VAR used in? Any of England or Ipswich's near misses? Or maybe England versus Germany in 2010. Because Lampard's goal would obviously have got given and it would have been 2-2. And who knows what... No, we still wouldn't have done anything in that World Cup, would we? I don't know. What about the 1986 quarter-final? Because Maradona's goal would have obviously been chalked off, wasn't it? There we go. Callum, from a Palace fan, very balanced and well-informed channel. Thank you, Callum. Give us your input as to what you think Palace are going to do in the remainder of this game. Looks like, Callum, they've gone a bit defensive now, taking Eze out and putting Milivojevic in. But sometimes it's not necessarily the individual players, but how they're utilised. So, yeah. Mopai, 90th minute winner and a big Sherhouse celebration. You love to see it. Unless you're a Palace fan. Hold up by Matete. Hold up. Quay, where's he going? He's kept the ball somehow. Anderson to Ward. Ward drives forward, feeds it into Gallagher. Elise back to Ward. Nosebleed. He's done well. Matete back to Ward. It's a great move by Palace. Mitchell up on the left-hand side. Goal of the season coming up if they score from this. Hughes knocks it on. Across the box it goes. Matete. Oh, knocked back to Gallagher. Gallagher puts it in. It's a brilliant goal. What a goal by Palace. They build it up all the way down the pitch. Ward, the right back's done brilliantly. Gallagher jumps in the away end. It's a superb goal. I don't think a Brighton player got a touch on that. And it was cut back to Gallagher. Oh, goodness me. And Palace, against the run of the game, have nicked a goal. How about that? 69 gone. Let's watch the replay and see if a Brighton player touched it. If they didn't, that is a truly outstanding goal by Palace. Ward does so well. Mitchell to Hughes. Hughes knocks it through. Cross comes in. Matete, no Brighton player touches that. That's just a great goal by Crystal Palace. And Ward is kind of the architect of it. It's a brilliant goal. It's a really, really good goal, that. Watch that back from start to finish. Real total football goal. They build that up down the right. Ward is the key to it, the right back. He has about 5 touches in the move. It's not back to Conor Gallagher. Look at that for a finish. Right in the side netting with Dan Burn throwing himself at it. Patrick Vieira celebrates. Brighton 0, Palace 1. That's a really fine goal by Crystal Palace. Get your thoughts in the comments. We're going to go to the live league table and then we're going to go to Betfair. And as I said, it was a negative substitution. I'll hold my hands up. Brighton 0, Palace 1. There's your live league table. The away end's gone mad. Palace are going up to 10th as things stand, 1 point behind Brighton. Can Brighton reply? We will quickly head over to Betfair. And, wow, the odds have changed. Oh, Palace getting in down the left. It's cut across the box, and Cucurella is going to get away and clear it. It's all opened up now. Brighton at 11-1 now to win it. Palace into 5-2 on. Get over to Betfair. We always tip the big one. 11-1 if you think Brighton are going to turn this one around. Let's go to your comments. Cat amongst pigeons. Well and truly. Woof. Gallagher. Just about to say Palace are missing Zaha's presence. Yeah. I said it, Crystal Palace will win. Yes, you did. What a goal. I really hate Palace. Man City in yellow. Joel Ward did really well. What a goal. It's a really good goal. Whatever you say about how Palace have played, and not been that great, have they? That's a great goal, though. You have to say. You really have to say, just as a football fan, don't you? Edge of the box, volleyed in by McAllister, deflects up in the air, and Butland comes out and grabs it. Brighton 0, Crystal Palace 1. A bit shahousy, you have to say, although the goal was really good. Milivojevic to Gray. Gray to Mitchell. Mitchell pops that down the line. Matete has tried to turn his man in the channel, but there's a restart been given. Sofa still graph still looks ridiculous, does it? We'd better bring it up, Alex. Welbeck is coming on. Looks like a double sub. Sorry, I've still got the betting page open. Right, hang on. We won't go to the graph just yet because we've got a double sub happening. I can see the Brighton fans applauding. And what is Graham Potter doing here? Veltman is off. He was the third centre-back. Welbeck is on. Number 18. March, number 20, is on. Gross also went off. There was 3 fingers held up. So I assume it's a front 3 now of Welbeck, Trossard and Mopai. Not entirely sure where March is going to slip in. Number 20. Has he gone front right there? So maybe Trossard's going to drop into midfield. They're very fluid, changing positions, Brighton. Here's Moda. Yeah, he's gone front right. So it looks like a kind of 3-4-3, doesn't it? With so March front right. So Welbeck, I guess, front left. Mopai central in the number 9, which leaves Trossard and McAllister. That's an attacking central midfield, isn't it? He's gone for it at least. Cucurella and Lamptey are the wing backs. In comes the corner. Webster heads it on again. Mopai moves to the back post. So centre halves then Webster and Byrne. Sorry, it's a what is that? 4-3-3 then, rather than a 3-4-3. Yeah, I guess it must be now, mustn't it? If they've taken a centre half off, yeah. So if Moda is still in midfield, it's attacking. Put it that way. It's attacking. Sam, some may say boring. I say solid professional away performance. Yeah, got a bit lucky, Sam, though, haven't they? Riding their luck with the missed pen. But, yeah, they're leading. We can't argue with that, can we? March filling for Gross. Yeah, it looks like that, doesn't it? He's gone front right, has he? To be fair, the reverse fixture of Sellers was a complete opposite. Palace all over Brighton. Brighton scored late equaliser. Yes, I do remember that one. You believe in karma? Wenlock. 75 gone. Brighton 0, Palace 1. Yeah, what does Gallagher have to do to get in the Chelsea team? I think he's doing exactly what he needs to do to get in the Chelsea team, Alex. Have a good season at Palace, and I think the plans are to integrate him in next season. Does anyone think Palace are better than Vieira thinks they are? I don't know what you mean, Brian. I think they're pretty good, aren't they? Vieira surprised me, actually. He's done better. He's done better than I thought. Cucurella takes the throw. Milivojevic heads forward. Elise tries to keep it in. Another throw in. And they just try and keep that clock ticking down now. Palace, won't they? Brighton 0, Crystal Palace 1. Could we be covering on the channel here our second Crystal Palace game in a week, because we did a Millwall Cup game. Could be a second win. People believe in lucky charms, don't they? Here's Burn, Brighton centre half. Cucurella, can he keep it in? No. It's going to be a Palace throw. And, of course, nobody is running over to take it. Palace have got to play the dark arts here. Now, they've got to slow down all the restarts. They've got to essentially squeeze the game, make it ugly, and stem Brighton's any flow that they can get. That's the deal now. Palace know, clean sheet, and they've got the win here. Play piano, please. There's no speaker under there, is there? Oh, there's a speaker. It's not plugged in. Never watched Palace lose, I don't think. God, I wish I had. Always used to beat Ipswich. Cross comes in looking for Welbeck. Oh, that's class from Elise. In his own penalty box there, flicks it over Cucurella's head and then runs it up the left wing. What a player Michael Elise is. Milivojevic, and he so clever, draws a foul there from Neil Mopai. Prim, yes. Come on, you Palace. It's all going terribly swimmingly, isn't it? Cross went in. Cleared. Lovely bit of skill by Michael Elise, that, wasn't it? Good header clear by Anderson. Benny bought a pizza before the game. $1.50 on a 1-1 win to win my pizza money back. Free pizza for Benny. But he needs a Brighton goal. Brighton need a Brighton goal. Keep your comments coming in. Keep your views. I think we're pretty much it now till the end of the game. I think the Brighton shape is going to be what it's going to be. I think the Palace strategy is going to be what it's going to be now. It's going to be attack against defence. And the whole game now is a 15-minute game. We've got 12 minutes of normal time. It's a 15-minute game of attack versus defence, isn't it? That's the deal now. Patrick Vieira knows that. Graham Potter knows that. And I think you lot all know that watching. Jeffrey, brilliant. So you heard what Curb would call a stop and chat at the Holy Ground. Yes, very much a stop and chat. But as the beautifully philosophical Curb, and you'll know, Jeff, that a stop and chat needs to be, curbed at a certain length. And hopefully I was self-aware enough not to let the stop and chat go too long to make it awkward for poor old Sean Derry. But yes, great Curb reference. Can you play Shape of You? Boop, 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 boop. Lamptey gets down the right, crosses it in. I could if it was plugged in. Yeah. Cleared away, and it's back on halfway. Come on, Brighton. Having cat trouble. Could use VAR to sort them out. Oh, no, David, no one's mentioned VAR for half an hour, for God's sakes. Leave it alone. Lamptey. March coming in from the right. Webster. All the Brighton outfield players and all of the Palace players are 25 metres from the Palace goal. And I don't think that's going to change too much between now and the end of the game. Good feet by Trossard. Knocks it back to March. March thought about a left-footed cross, knocks it back to Lamptey. Lamptey tries to pop it in, deflects off Hughes. Welbeck tries to play it around the corner. March has got it. March knocks it out, crossing position. It's hung up to the back post. Cucurella heads it, comes off Elise. Corner to Brighton, which Alexis McAllister's going to take. So the bar is where I go. Me and my friends at the table doing shots, drinking fast and we talk slow. you look on my Instagram poster, there's a picture of me and Ed Sheeran way before Ed was famous. Right, Christian Benteke is going on now. So I'm thinking 4-4 F2 for Palace is coming up, isn't it? 2 banks of 4 Vieira's going to go for. Benteke will sit up front with Mateta. And it's going to be a flat back 8. But what Vieira, I think, is banking on now is those big boys up the top there, Matete, being able to hold the ball when they do get it clear. And also, Benteke is a big man as well. He can help defend from set plays. He's gone to the near post here. McAllister pops the corner in. Butland punches it with the right fist away. Lamptey has got it. Fave Ed song off the new album. Jamie, do you know what? We listened to that album driving in to Milton Keynes. We went for a smash burger in Milton Keynes because Shaylee said I needed to have one. What's Dan Byrne doing? He's getting very, very cross with, I think, Will Hughes over there, leaning over him, telling him to get up. And we had the album on, but I didn't particularly pay attention to it because Enid was having a cry. So I do need to listen to that album again. So I played the 5th on that one. How are Palace winning this, Lee? They have bided their time and took their chance, is all I'll say. Big Ben to score, Prim. There's only one Big Ben around here. That would do it, though, wouldn't it? A Benteke breakaway. Carbos, the first game watched at Selhurst Park. Blackburn beat Wimbledon 4-2. 2 goals each by Shearer and Sutton. Woof. The Selhurst days in the Premier League with Wimbledon and Palace sharing. 82:30 on the clock. Palace are closing in on a really big win. Into the channel for Mateta, sorry. Who's Matete play for? Fleetwood? Is he still there? Good player. Trust me, I'll give it a chance now. Take my hand, stop a venom man on a jukebox, and then we start to dance. That's not going to come up in the YouTube stuff. Oh, stop it. Ed's a proper Ipswich boy. Lives in Framlingham. I think he was born in Halifax, but I don't know why people police people's football fandom. If you're a fan, you're a fan, hey? Have you seen the film yesterday with Ed Sheeran? No, I haven't actually. Is it on Netflix or Amazon or anything? Ed Sheeran from Ipswich neck of the woods. Well, from Framlingham, which is where my mother grew up as well, just outside of Ipswich. Prim, we always mug off Brighton. It's classic. Don't speak too soon, my dear. Do not speak too soon. Hughes. Benteke. Can't quite roll his man. Cucurella comes away. Foul by Gallagher. Gallagher does the old classic, pointing at the ball. I would wholeheartedly recommend Keith Hackett's podcast, Seen Them Given, where he says every week, don't be distracted by the ball. The ball has no bearing on whether it's a foul or not, 99% of the time. I was born in India and support Bristol City. Point proven. Do we have a Bristol City supporters club in India? I bet there is one. Here is March. March, edge of the box. Clips it in. Ooh, Welbeck was swinging at that one. Gallagher got it clear. Here's Byrne. Byrne again. Palace just sat behind the ball. Byrne knocks it across to Webster. It's going to change the angle of attack. Sindham giving it. No, seriously, Brian, check it out. It's a good pod, actually. He's decent, referee Hackett or ex-referee Hackett. Yeah. Quiet night at work. Everyone's having a quiet night at work tonight. This is a works do, by the way. 85-21. Pretty sure there's one in Serbia. Not sure about India. Very nice too. Ben can play heart and soul on piano. Is that the do 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 do? Tom Hanks, that reminds me of, from Big. I don't brain sample. I don't think I'm allowed to say that word on the stream, so I won't read that comment. I think the politically incorrect people will want me by the throat. In comes the cross, cleared out to Cucurella. This is most definitely a... Oh, here's Mopai. Mopai crosses in low and it's gone in. It's an own goal on the near post. Joachim Anderson has put it past his own keeper, who's crossing from the right-hand side. And Brighton have got the equaliser. When we've looked at all the numbers, they possibly don't deserve to lose this game. Palace have got themselves in front. Brighton have got the equaliser. It went from right to left. It's with Cucurella on the left. He knocks it to Mopai. Mopai does really well. It's a great bit of skill to beat Ward. And then Anderson sticks it in to his own net. How about that? It's a really good bit of skill by Mopai. Just turns and flips it. Yeah, brilliant bit of skill, actually. Past Joel Ward, who was key in the first goal and gets beaten now for the second goal. Graham Potter celebrates it. And it's 1-1. 3 minutes of normal time to go. Probably on the reflection of the game, Brighton don't deserve to lose this one. But, yeah, 2.19 on the XG to Brighton, 0.5 to Palace. And it is Brighton 1, Palace 1. Woof. Free pizza, bring it on. There it is. Oh, dear. Did Bojo score the own goal? Joachim Anderson with an own goal. Prim, you spoke too soon. What was he thinking? Well, I think we need to accentuate the positive. It's a good bit of skill by Mopai to beat Ward. And it's 1-1. And will it get any worse for Palace here now? Will there be another one in this one? Because you know which goal it's going in if there is going to be another one. They were holding out for the victory. Now they're going to hold out for the draw. David, £2 super chat. Thank you so much, David. I was just going to say, bring your own booze before that goal went in. Can we use for a VAR for signing? Yes, you can. Very much so. Thank you very much, David. £2 super chat. You're not happy with Ernel Hernandez. Cross comes in looking for Welbeck over his head. Welbeck applauds the cross, but it is out for a goal kick. I think people are looking for Friday night knees up. Am I allowed to say knees up in Blackpool? Absolutely, you are. We need to get that switched on, don't we? Anderson has to play that ball. It's a tap in for Welbeck. Brighton say poor at yeah, right. Needed the opponents to score for him. Exactly. Probably the only way they were going to score. Yeah, free pizza. Woof. 89 on the clock. I reckon there'll be 4 minutes stoppage time, won't there? Although, points won, 89th minute plus. Brighton have 6, apparently. I assume that's 3 times a draw turning into a win, is it? Possibly. The late goal gurus. Clip down the line for Mopai to chase. Oh, great. Oh, it's a horrible ball for Button to deal with. Button does well, actually. I can't have been the only one who was worried for him as that one bounced up, could I? Matetta clears. So all Brighton, isn't it? Although Gallagher scoops it up. Schlupp. Here's Matetta again. Gallagher, good player. Ward. Ward tries to feed it through the gap. No good. Booted down the line. There will be trouble after the match. That's no good, is it? Sympathy for Anderson. There may be trouble ahead. Brighton v Palace late goals. Oh, I missed it. They just flashed it up on the screen. I missed it. Who's player of the match? That's a good question. Is there really a standout candidate? Here comes Lamptey down the right-hand side. Lamptey tries to put the cross in, and he's won a corner. .91 on the clock. 4 minutes stoppage time. I think we said it would be 4, didn't we? Corner to Brighton, which McAllister is going to take. In it goes, headed away by Benteke, drilled back in. And yeah, we're wide-eyed, legless, high and handsome from Solly March. And that's probably going to take us to 92. McAllister for man of the match. There's not much in it. Could be any number of players, couldn't it? Probably has to be a Brighton player, doesn't it? Doesn't it? I don't know. You tell me in the chat. 91-43. Is there going to be a late winner in this one for either side? 2 minutes of the minimum stoppage time remaining. Trossard, lovely ball by Trossard. Out it goes to March. March, can he run Mitchell? 1v1. Yes, he can. In goes the cross. Welbeck! Oh, he puts it over the bar. Great play by March. He had Mitchell on toast then, didn't he? Welbeck got away at the near post. Difficult header. He glances it. I think Butland's probably got it covered. God, if he puts that anywhere into the back half of the goal, Butland is in trouble. But he didn't. 92-28 on the clock. But while there's moonlight and football and VAR and goals, let's face the music and dance. Anderson. Remember we had man of the match and batsman in cricket. Well, I suppose by the 2022, we need to go and ask all the players whether they identify as men. And if they do, then we can have a man of the match. Or maybe if the winner of the player of the match doesn't identify as a man, we don't call it the man of the match. Down in the box goes Lamptey. I think he was looking for something that wasn't there. It's going to be a free kick to Palace. Man of the match, Ward, Palace. Certainly did very well for the goal, didn't he? Now, Graham Potter appeals for the penalty. Of course he would. We've got 15 seconds of normal time to go. I reckon we'll go over by about 20 seconds, won't we? Brighton 1, Palace 1. Get ready to get your full-time thoughts in. Booted down the ground, and we don't go 20 seconds over. It is all over, and it's Brighton 1, Crystal Palace 1. Brighton miss a first-half penalty. Pascal Gross, poor kick, has that one saved. Brighton very, very much had the better of the first half, had the better of the second half, but then Palace broke away and scored a goal, didn't they? A really nice goal. Joel Ward was the architect down the right. They work it from right to left. It's cut back. I think it was it Mateta who cut it back? Conor Gallagher pops it in, and then Palace have to defend the 1-goal lead. They don't. The equaliser coming in the 87th minute. Good bit of skill by Neil Mopai. Just flips it around his man, crosses it in low, and Anderson's got nowhere to go and sticks it into his own net. 1-1 in context is probably a fair result given Palace led with 87 minutes on the clock. However, all of the numbers we're about to look at will probably tell you that Brighton will think they should have won. So if you take the numbers in isolation, look at that, 64% possession, 19 shots to 3, only 4-1 on target. But the key one is only 1 shot on target from Palace, and they scored from it 3 big chances to 1, including a missed penalty. XG count, because know you guys love it, 2.51 to Brighton, 0.5 to Palace. It is what it is. Let's have a look at the league table, which is no longer a live league table. It is a formalised end of game league table. Brighton add a point on. They're on to 28. They go above Wolves, but could all change tomorrow. And Palace move up above Southampton into 11 from the game ends. Brighton 1, Palace 1. If you want a shout out, let me know and I'll give you a shout out before we end the stream. Let's say a quick thank you to Luca, who is our fan sponsor over on Patreon. And as ever, thank you to Betfair and Football 365. Any final comments? Mopai is underrated. Not by us Championship fans. We know his quality, don't we? Hello from UK, Scotland. Hello, UK from Scotland, UK. Always find it funny looking for something that wasn't there. Don't know who you're talking about there. Matt, thank you. Legend. I was on Matt's channel, so go and check that out. Matt SB on YouTube. Hope those naughty ultras behaved well. They're going to be in the ground for another half hour, put it that way. So easy pizza. Congratulations, Benny. That $1.5 bet worked out well. Tarkizo, legend. Thank you so much. Andy, legend. Right. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Yes, Dr. Crane. We nearly fully on to Dr. Crane now, David. So, yeah, we may need help with that. Right. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Lovely over and out from me. Brighton 1, Palace 1 in the Friday night Premier League football. See you tomorrow, 2:30 for the Saturday Super Stream. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button to see more videos from this channel. Hit the subscribe button and to be notified every time we upload. Ring the bell for those notifications to come through on your device. If you really want to support the channel and me as a content creator, I will be eternally grateful if you head over to the merch store and grab something, or support over on Patreon, patreon.com/Benjamin Bloom. Thank you for your time. Go and watch another video.